Welcome everybody, I'm Cliff and this is Life with MS. Let's get started, shall we? I got to multitask today because I'm kind of up against the schedule. If you're wondering what's going on here, it's my bike, it's in front of me, it's upside down, and there's a reason for that. This Saturday, I'm riding in an MS fundraiser here in North Carolina at Tanglewood Park. I'm going to attempt to do 50 miles, which used to be very easy for me, and now not so much. I used to be a purist and be like, I'll never get an e-bike. And then my legs stopped working. And in order to keep up with the crowd, I need to take every advantage that I can. And I got my good old electric bike here with battery power. Now here is my jersey that the National Multiple Sclerosis Society sent me. And it says, I ride with MS. And normally I don't think I would advertise that, but this ride is all about MS. And everybody out there doing it is doing it for MS. And our team has raised quite a bit of money. I'll leave a link to that below so you can see what's going on. They're just a really good group of folks. 50 miles, it's supposed to be 82 degrees. I could go either way with me. I could be cruising right along and then my eyesight's gonna go out or not. I don't know. I was hoping it was gonna be in the 70s, but it's not. But that brings me to our topic of discussion today for this video. While I clean my bike, I wanna talk about something I don't know if it's discussed very often, but it's something that's definitely occurred to me over the years. And unless you have this disease, you don't really understand what I'm about to talk about. So that's why I know you at home definitely understand what I'm about to talk about as I clean my bike here. MS is a well-supported disease, right? It's well-funded, it's well-researched. We have a lot of options for all kinds of different DMTs and other medications to kind of control it. There's no cure for it, but we're getting through it. But there's something about our multiple sclerosis that is unique, and I want to talk about it. It's the loneliness of the disease. What do I mean by loneliness? Well, there's all these things. There's all these great fundraisers and there's all these great organizations. However, I find myself almost like on this bike in a group of people with MS. We're all going the same direction. We all have the same goal to get to the end and kind of try to enjoy the journey on the way. But we all are in charge of our own journeys. And sometimes that feels really alone. Like we're in a big group of people all going the same way. We have our own struggles and it feels lonely. You know, that didn't really hit me until a few years ago. And I went to a barbecue at a friend's house. And all my friends that I know and have been around forever were there. Everybody's hanging around, going in and out of the pool. It was a bit of a warm day. And as everybody sat around the pool, seemingly enjoying themselves, I felt like I could never really enjoy myself because I was afraid the fatigue was going to start. Or I was afraid my legs were going to start tingling. Or I was afraid I was going to lose track of what everybody was talking about because that happens all the time with this disease. And in that moment of being surrounded by people that know me, I felt very alone. Like, yeah, they all know me. They know who I've been, what I've done, where I've been, but they don't know what I'm up against. And it's really hard to explain. And I feel like I could explain it till I'm blue in the face, but they'll never understand, fully understand. They try. People say, well, I'm sorry, you know, blah, blah, blah. And that's cool. Like, that's the best they can do. But they don't understand my situation. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of people with MS. Like, I feel like this could be the loneliest disease in the world. Because there's this perception that it is well supported and there's a lot of stuff happening in the research, we are all going the same direction and something big is going to break sometime within the next couple of years and suddenly this thing's going to be cured or not. Who knows? But the perception is we'll be all right. But the reality is I'm not all right. I mean, this is a daily battle. It is so much so that I don't even have a full-time job at this point. I'm hoping that I can monetize some of this YouTube stuff because it's the one thing that I am absolutely passionate about. And I love making these videos and it gets me out of bed in the morning. No matter how crappy I feel like talking to you, you understand in some capacity what I'm up against. And therefore we are on the same level. And I'm not sitting in a meeting with a bunch of people that don't have my condition and don't understand why I just cannot follow the conversation that day. In that respect, I've always been a little bit of a solopreneur, so working alone is not really a huge issue for me. but this disease feels like solitary confinement. Like only I and this disease have an idea of what it feels like to be inside my body. And it is a battle every day. And you probably understand that. And maybe you're not at that point yet. Maybe you are. I don't know. Anyway, I'm interested in knowing. In the comment section below, if you feel up to it, could you comment on how this disease makes you feel alone or not? Am I missing something? Am I being overly dramatic? You know, this is not a knee-jerk reaction video. It's something I've thought about for a better part of a year about talking about, and I really wasn't sure how to cross that bridge. There's no joyous way of putting this. It's just a really tough thing to deal with on a daily basis. Over the 10 years I've had this disease and the 5 years that I've been diagnosed with it, have I found a way to deal with the loneliness? Absolutely not. It's my disease, it's my progression, it's everybody's problem in my family, but people that don't have this condition can walk away from it for the afternoon and come back to it. That's just not how it works for us with multiple sclerosis. We can't walk away from this thing. And we've got to find ways of dealing with it, and it's just damn depressing. I think this video has turned into a little bit of woe is me, and that's certainly not the impression I want to give. I've got a great family, I've got great friends, I've got you guys out there on YouTube that are leaving great comments below and really helping me believe that I'm not alone in this fight. I guess I'm asking more than telling. How do I deal with the loneliness of this situation? Like, it's a tough thing. It's a tough pill to swallow. And on Saturday, I'm gonna be riding with a bunch of people that have my disease and a bunch of people that understand the disease, and they're supporting us. But it's still me alone on my bike, pushing in one direction, doing what I can, and when I get off that bike, that struggle doesn't end. It continues, and it will continue forever. I guess I'm dealing with the reality of the perpetuity of the disease. Like, it just is not going anywhere anytime soon. That reality is a little difficult to swallow. So what do you guys do? How do you feel about this? Is it a lonely disease? Is this just all in my head? I'm gonna keep this video fairly short. I'm really interested in your perspective on this. And again, I'll be riding on Saturday. I'll be shooting some video there. Probably update on Sunday or Monday or whatever, whenever I get around to it. But I'm curious to know, how are you dealing? Anyway, I'm Cliff, this is Life with MS, and thank you for watching.